Ibrahim Traoré's new security details shock the world days after a coup attempt against him. It's a high-stakes tale of resilience, power struggles, and the unyielding spirit of a leader fighting to protect his nation. Imagine facing 9 coup attempts in just 2 years. What would you do to stay in power? We're going to uncover the dramatic events at the heart of Burkina Faso and reveal the shocking new security measures Traoré has implemented to safeguard his leadership. Trust me, you won't want to miss a second of this. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and ring the notification bell. Your support helps us bring you these deep dives into global events and ensures you're always in the loop with our latest videos. Now, let's get into it. Let's set the stage by understanding the backdrop against which Ibrahim Traoré's story unfolds. Burkina Faso, a landlocked country in West Africa, has a rich history marked by both cultural richness and political turmoil. Over the past few decades, the country has experienced numerous changes in leadership, each bringing its own set of challenges and transformations. Ibrahim Traoré, the current president of Burkina Faso, has been a central figure in the nation's recent political landscape. His leadership has been characterized by a strong stance against external interference and a determination to safeguard the country's sovereignty. But this determination has come at a cost, as he has faced numerous attempts to remove him from power. Whenever an African leader decides to cut ties with Western countries or pursues policies that challenge Western interests, they are often quickly labeled as threats or enemies. This narrative has been a recurring theme in the relationship between Africa and the West. Leaders who prioritize national interests over Western demands often find themselves at odds with powerful international forces. Ibrahim Traoré is a prime example of this phenomenon. His efforts to assert Burkina Faso's independence and reject foreign control have made him a controversial figure. While many within the country support his vision, external powers view him as a destabilizing force. Traoré's tenure has been marked by an extraordinary number of coup attempts. In just 2 years, he has faced 9 coup attempts, a staggering figure that underscores the intense opposition he faces. These attempts are not just random acts of violence but are often orchestrated by internal factions with external support. Recently, a dramatic incident unfolded at the presidential palace. An unidentified individual launched a sudden and violent assault on the guard station, leading to a fierce exchange of gunfire. The objective was clear: eliminate President Traoré. However, the quick and decisive action of the security forces on duty thwarted the attack, preventing what could have been a devastating blow to the leadership of Burkina Faso. A closer look at these coup attempts reveals a troubling pattern. The perpetrators are often local actors, particularly from the Burkinabe army. This raises important questions about the internal divisions within Burkina Faso and the factions that oppose Traoré's presidency. Despite the significant support he receives from the citizens, there are elements within the country that are determined to see him removed from power. Understanding these internal dynamics is crucial. It highlights how internal dissent can be exploited by external forces to destabilize a nation. In Burkina Faso, this exploitation has led to a cycle of violence and instability, with Traoré at the center of the storm. In the context of African politics, it's essential to recognize the influence of external factors. Western powers, like the US and France, have a strong interest in gaining easy access to Africa's abundant resources. Rather than engaging in trade like China, which tends to establish mutually beneficial relationships, the West often seeks to exert control over African governments. This control allows Western countries to secure access to valuable resources through agreements that provide minimal compensation to African nations. It's a strategy that has been used repeatedly and one that continues to affect the political landscape of many African countries. But Ibrahim Traoré is not one to bow down easily. He refuses to attend summits with Western nations, making him an enemy in the eyes of the West. This bold stance is part of what makes him such a compelling and controversial figure. Traoré has also expelled foreign militaries from Burkina Faso, effectively preventing the West from exerting direct control over his country. These actions have made him a target for those who wish to see him removed from power and replaced with a more compliant leader. To fully understand the gravity of Traoré's actions, we need to take a step back and look at the historical context. After gaining independence, many African nations, particularly the 14 former French colonies, were still heavily controlled by France. These countries were forced to give up significant portions of their bank reserves to the French treasury. This practice of economic exploitation continues today, with Western powers maintaining a stronghold over resources and military presence in these countries. In response to these external pressures, there's a growing movement towards Pan-Africanism and self-determination. African nations are increasingly asserting their sovereignty, teaching their history, and fostering a spirit of unity and independence. This movement is crucial for the future of Africa. By understanding their history and standing together, African nations can break free from the cycle of exploitation and forge their own paths towards prosperity. Ibrahim Traoré's situation is strikingly reminiscent of the events surrounding Thomas Sankara in the 1980s. Sankara was a fearless leader who stood up against colonial powers, expelling them from his country and launching transformative reforms. His bold stance and insistence on autonomy over his country's resources made him a target for powerful external forces. Unfortunately, Sankara's unwavering defiance led to a coup supported by these external entities, resulting in his removal from power and his tragic death. It's a heartbreaking story, but one that provides valuable lessons for today's leaders. However, there's a new player on the scene: Russia. Russia's involvement in supporting freedom movements across Africa introduces a dynamic shift in the traditional power dynamics. In a landscape dominated by former colonial powers, Russia's support offers a glimmer of hope for African nations striving to assert their sovereignty. This involvement is significant because it provides African nations with an alternative to the Western powers that have historically exerted control over them. It's a chance for these nations to chart their own paths and develop independently. Given the numerous threats he faces, Ibrahim Traoré has taken significant steps to protect himself. Recently, he has bolstered his security details to ensure his safety. He is constantly surrounded by loyal forces who accompany him wherever he goes. These heightened security measures have proven crucial in thwarting the 9 failed coup attempts that could have otherwise ousted him from power. Traoré's commitment to his security underscores the dangerous reality he faces as a leader who challenges the status quo. Let's delve deeper into the role of the Burkinabe army in this complex narrative. The military has been both a protector and a threat to Ibrahim Traoré's presidency. On one hand, the loyal factions within the army have been instrumental in defending him against coup attempts. On the other hand, there are elements within the military that have participated in these destabilizing efforts. This duality within the army reflects the broader divisions within Burkina Faso. The loyalty of the military is not monolithic. It's fractured along lines of personal ambition, ideological beliefs, and external influences. These fractures make the situation in Burkina Faso incredibly volatile, with the potential for further conflict always looming. Despite the internal and external pressures, Ibrahim Traoré enjoys significant support from the Burkinabe people. Many citizens view him as a champion of national sovereignty and a defender against foreign exploitation. This popular support is a crucial factor in his ability to maintain power amidst repeated coup attempts. However, public perception is not entirely unanimous. There are segments of the population that are critical of his leadership, questioning his methods and the impact of his policies on everyday life. Understanding these diverse viewpoints is essential to grasp the full picture of Traoré's presidency. One of the significant challenges facing Ibrahim Traoré's administration is managing Burkina Faso's economic resources. The country is rich in natural resources, including gold, which is a major export. However, the management and distribution of these resources have been a point of contention. Traoré's policies aim to ensure that the benefits of these resources are felt by the Burkinabe people, rather than being siphoned off by foreign entities. This approach has earned him both praise and criticism. Supporters argue that it's a necessary step towards economic independence, while critics claim it has led to mismanagement and corruption. Ibrahim Traoré's stance on foreign relations is another critical aspect of his leadership. By rejecting summits with Western nations and expelling foreign militaries, he has positioned Burkina Faso as a nation unwilling to be a pawn in global geopolitics. This approach has led to a reorientation of Burkina Faso's international relations, with increased cooperation with countries like Russia and other non-Western allies. This shift is part of a broader trend in Africa, where nations are seeking to diversify their diplomatic and economic partnerships. Now, let's take a closer look at the specific security measures that Ibrahim Traoré has implemented to protect himself. In light of the numerous threats he faces, he has significantly enhanced his personal security detail. This includes an increased number of bodyguards, advanced surveillance systems, and secure communication channels. Traoré's movements are closely monitored and strategically planned to minimize risks. These measures are not just about physical protection, they are also designed to project strength and deter potential attackers. The message is clear: any attempt to undermine his leadership will be met with a formidable response. History often provides valuable lessons, and the story of Ibrahim Traoré is no exception. The parallels between Traoré and other African leaders, such as Thomas Sankara, highlight the enduring struggle for true independence and sovereignty in the face of external pressures. Sankara's tragic fate serves as a poignant reminder of the risks faced by leaders who dare to challenge powerful interests. However, it also underscores the importance of resilience and the potential for change when a leader is committed to their vision. Pan-Africanism, the idea of unity and solidarity among African nations, plays a significant role in Traoré's approach to leadership. By fostering a sense of collective identity and mutual support, Pan-Africanism offers a framework for resisting external domination and achieving sustainable development. Traoré's actions can be seen as part of a broader effort to realize the goals of Pan-Africanism. By prioritizing national interests and rejecting external control, he is contributing to the larger movement towards African self-determination. Looking ahead, the future of Burkina Faso under Ibrahim Traoré's leadership remains uncertain. The continued threat of coup attempts and external interference poses significant challenges. However, the resilience and determination of Traoré and his supporters provide a foundation for hope. The key to Burkina Faso's future lies in the ability of its leaders and citizens to navigate these challenges while building a more just and prosperous society. The path forward will require a delicate balance of strength, diplomacy, and strategic vision. We've covered a lot today, from the complex dynamics of Western influence in Africa to the inspiring resilience of Ibrahim Traoré. But we'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think Ibrahim Traoré can continue to withstand these external pressures and lead Burkina Faso toward true independence? Drop your comments below and let's get a conversation going. Also, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Your support helps us bring more stories to light and keep you informed about the important events shaping our world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Hey there, before you go, we want to take a moment to thank our amazing community. Your engagement and feedback mean the world to us. We're always striving to improve and bring you the most relevant and captivating content. So, if you have any suggestions or topics you'd like us to cover, leave a comment below or reach out to us on social media. And remember, by subscribing and turning on notifications, you'll be the first to know when we drop a new video. So stay tuned, stay informed, and stay curious. See you in the next one.